Shalom. I want to start by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharukakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yakim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and the truth. Shalom. So, let me just read the scripture here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. So, ever since, that thing happened in Israel, with the fireworks and all that, the 7th of October. We know that's a flag that's not, going correctly. You can even say it's false, and it's all set up, of course. But nevertheless, these are still things that are part of prophecy that needs to be fulfilled. And let me just jump into the article because yesterday night at night, around 12 o'clock or something Dutch time. Then, how you said it? Iran, they attacked Israel, but they was just showing. They didn't do an surprise attack or something like that. They just showing basically a warning, and and an answer on what Israel did on the 1st of April to them. So I'm just gonna read the article, and then I'm gonna jump into a few scriptures. So this is from the Morgen newspaper. Live NATO condemns escalations by Iran. Iran warns allies 72 hours in advance. So, and that also shows you the hypocrisy of the people. And don't get me wrong, I don't give a shit about those people in Israel, because they ain't the real Israelites. They're Israelis. And they a bunch of imposters, those big noses, those small heads, I don't give a fuck about them, the Amalekites, that's the real nationality, and they are our number one enemy. And I mean the real children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the so-called Indianos. And the other side, the Palestinians, the Iranians, whatever, the Ishmaelites, the Emalites, all these heathens are against the children of Israel. They are all our enemies, so I don't give a fuck about none of them, But the thing is, it's showing you the hypocrisy how these Edomites who are ruling the world, the so-called white people, the West, how they be looking at other countries when they react to the shit that Israel been doing. And Israel been doing a lot of shit in Gaza, taking over hospitals, murdering women and children and all that, and like I said, I still don't give a fuck because they deserve it. Because if you, as a so-called Negro, would walk in those areas, they will capture you and torture you to death. So, and it's in their nature. So yeah, fuck them, and they get what they deserve, man. And like the scripture said, in the book of Job, nobody perished being innocent. You can look that up for yourself. The book of Job, chapter 4, verse 7. So back to the article. Live NATO condemns escalations by Iran. Iran warned allies 72 hours in advance. The battle between Israel and Hamas has escalated since the bloody attack by Hamas on October 7, 2023. Yeah, we know that's a nice act that they've been doing there. In the meantime, the conflict has spread to other areas of the Middle East, such as Iran, Lebanon, and Yemen. Read the most important developments in the war below and download the Morgen to receive an immediate notification of important news. Well, no. EU ministers will hold consultations on Tuesday. The foreign minister of the European Union member states will hold a video consultation on Tuesday on the situation in the Middle East. because now it's becoming a problem. They were like, when Israel was doing those things, they were like, yeah, we don't fully approve what they are doing, this and that. But, meanwhile, those countries were not responding. But now Iran, and we know that Iran is not a weak country, and they've been very patient, And early in this afternoon, I was talking with one of the brothers, and don't forget that America, they murdered their general Soleimani like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. Then past year, Israel also murdered another general of them, So, and meanwhile, they didn't answer to that, So you got this. If, let's say, for example, that would happen to America, from when they would have murdered the first general of them, they would have already have responded to that, But that's funny because you got America, who used to be this big bully. Basically, he's now getting weak, and he got this other bullies allies with him, and now this those victims, those countries who used to be bullied by America and his friends, they're fighting back now, and now you got the friends being like, hey, why you hitting back? So you gotta picture you this. So you got a kid of school, and there's a bigger kid who's a bully, is a real asshole. He's beating up the kid, every time, every day. He's beating up that kid on school. And at one point, one day, that kid comes back and he punch him right on the nose. So now this big kid has a bleeding nose, and now his friends gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Why did you hit him? This and that. Meanwhile, they see you for years. They saw their friend for years beating this little dude down. That's basically what's going on. And now it's backlashing. Here in Holland also. You got this song festival coming up. People be like, they don't want Israel to be there. They telling that dude that's singing for Holland. They ask him not to go and stuff like that. And it's funny to see that division amongst the people. Like the scripture said, how can a kingdom that is divided shall not stand? And that's what we're seeing right now. We are in the toast. This is the iron mixed with the clay. It does not stick, so they're falling apart, and that's beautiful because this is the downfall of our enemies. We really enjoying this. So back to the article. The High Representative of European Foreign Policy, Joseph Borrell, announced this on X after the Iran attack on Israel. Our goal is to contribute to de-escalation and security in the region, Borrell said. Iran has informed its allies in the region 72 hours in advance about the large-scale attack on Israel. Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdollahian said this. Of course, we informed our friends in the countries of the region 72 hours before the operations that Iran's response in the form of legitimate self-defense was final and certain. Amir Abdollahian said, according to Iran's ISNA news agency, it's not clear whether the allies also received the exact time. We look at the security of our neighbors and the region, and at the security of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Amir Abdullahian added, we have warned that if the United States use the airspace or territory of countries to defend Tel Aviv, we may target U.S. military bases in those countries, the minister concluded. So, basically the thing is they sick and tired. Ukraine President Batty Boy Zelensky calls for the world to act resolutely and unitedly against the terror of Iran and Russia. Fucking bulle, joh. He stated This in response to Iran's nighttime attack on Israel. Ukraine condemns Iran's attack on Israel with shaded drones and missiles. Zelensky responded to X. In Ukraine, we know the horror of similar attacks by Russia, which uses the same shaded drones and Russian missiles and the same tactics of massive airstrikes, he said. According to Zelensky, Iran's actions threaten the entire region and the world just as Russia's actions threatens a broader conflict. And the evident cooperations between the two regimes to spread their terrors must be responded to with determination and unity by the world, concluded the Ukraine leader, who once again called on the US to provide more military equipment for the war against Russia. There you see a picture of the Bati boy. The Iranian retaliatory attack on Israel could have been much more powerful, according to the Iran Revolutionary Guards. Yeah, and that's true. We carried out an operation that was limited in scope and magnitude against the Zionist regime. Revolutionary Guard Commander Hossein Salami told Iran's Tasnim news agency on Sunday, "We have limited the scope of the operations to the part of the facilities that the regime used to attack our consulate in Syria." Salami was quoted as saying, "The Iran operation Honest Promise was a retaliation attack for the suspected Israeli attack on the Iran consul, consulate in the Syrian capital Damascus, which also killed members of the Revolutionary Guards on April 1st. If the Zion regime attacks our property, individuals and citizens, we will henceforth retaliate from the Islamic Republic of Iran," concluded the leader of Iran's elite military corps. Given the situation in Israel, Brussels Airlines has cancelled a flight to Tel Aviv that was scheduled for Sunday morning. Spokesman Nico Cardon confirms this. The next flight to Tel Aviv is scheduled for Thursday. A decision about that flight has not yet been made. The Lufthansa Group, of which Brussels Airlines is a part, has decided to cancel all flights to Israel for the next 48 hours. Brussels Airlines normally flies to Tel Aviv 3 times a week on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. Monday flights had already been cancelled due to other circumstances. Iran will summon the ambassadors of Germany, France, and the United Kingdom. The Iran Foreign Ministry is taking this measure because of the irresponsible position that the countries have taken after Iran attack on Israel. The Iranian news agency IRNA reports, without going into further details, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz had commended the Israel airstrike in the strongest possible terms on Sunday. France and the United Kingdom also condemned the attack. Moreover, the latter two countries have also cooperated in intercepting Iranian projectiles. Following the Iran attack on Israel, the Russian foreign minister on Sunday called on all parties involved to exercise restraint, but the Iranian attack is not explicitly condemned by Russia, which is traditionally an ally of Iran. According to Moscow's statement, Iran is invoking its rights to self-defense based on Article 51 of the UN Charter. And that's funny, that's beautiful, because they're using the same tools that these countries, those countries that have been ruled by Esau, countries like America, for example, and like Israel, they use those laws to attack countries, and now they basically being beat with their own stick, you know. According to Moscow's statement, Iran is invoking its right to self-defense based on Article 51 of the UN Charter. The Iranian retaliation came after a suspected Israel attack on an outbuilding of the Iranian consulate in the Syrian capital Damascus on April 1st. Russia emphasized that it had strongly condemned the Israeli attack. Unfortunately, due to the attitude of its Western members, the United Nations Security Council could not respond appropriately to the attack on the Iran consular representation. Moscow does call for further escalation to be avoided. We count on the states of the region to find a solution to the existing problems through political and diplomatic means, the Russian ministry said. Development Development Cooperation Minister Caroline Genes is suspending her planned visit to Palestine this week, given Iran's retaliation against Israel and the great of further and the threat of further escalation. She announced this on Sunday afternoon. Palestine is a partner country of the Belgian Development Cooperation. We signed a new cooperation program in 2022. Our projects focus on youth and green energy in the West Bank, but also in Gaza. The intention was to end after 6 months of war and destruction to see what the state of affairs is and how to proceed with the future of the program of Gaza and of the Palestinian territories. But given Iran's retaliation against Israel and the threat of further escalation, we have decided to cancel the mission for the time being. Safety comes first, Minister Guinness explains in a statement. It is now more important than ever that we commit to de escalation and dialogue. We will remain committed to a ceasefire, the release of Israeli hostage, and increased humanitarian aid for the suffering people in Gaza, concluded Guinness. During the mission, meetings were planned with members of the new Palestinian government and with various humanitarian organizations and representatives of the UN Coordinated Emergency Assistance. In addition, the minister would have attended to the official launch of the new collaboration between the Belgian Development Agency, Annabel, the University of Antwerp, and Beerset, University of Ramallah. Furthermore, several visits were also planned in Israel, including to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum, the Hologram Museum in Jerusalem, because that's what it is, the Hologram Museum in Jerusalem, and the site of the Supernova Music Festival and nearby kibbutz, both of which were attacked by Hamas on October 7. Great story. Finally, the minister planned to meet with both Palestinians and Israel civil society organizations and NGOs that are committed to the cooperations and reconciliations between the two communities. NATO on Sunday condemned the escalations by Iran. So you see the irony, the hypocrisy of these devils, man. Following drone, NATO on Sunday condemned the escalations by Iran following drone and missiles attack against Israel. This is evident from a statement from Farah Daklala, spokesperson for the alliance. We call for restraint and we are closely monitoring developments, the statement said. Slakia. It is essential that the conflict in the Middle East does not spiral out of control. Nevertheless, it's all scripture, and you know, These are just things that needs to happen. Let me take a sip of water. God. So let me see. And like I said, yeah, these things need to happen, man. Matter of fact, let me jump real quick. That's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Yeah, the third world war, it will happen, man. It will happen. And all you see now, one maybe a heavy reaction from Israel, or interfering from I got it for America. That could create an escalation. Then it could escalate very quick. Let me see. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. So that's talking about the first, the second, and the third world war that will happen. So back to the article. Western intelligence sources told Reuters that most of the Iranian drones and missiles flying over Syria were downed by Israel and US warplanes, in particular above southern Syria. The Golan Heights, annexed by Israel and near the eastern border with Iraq, they are said to have shot dozens of projectiles out of the air. Fabian Hinz, an expert of the Iranian military, writes on X that Iran probably used the Pav 351, a cruise missile designed by the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. The rockets could travel about 2,000 kilometers. Israel itself claims to have downed 99% of the projectiles. Jordan, which lies between Iran and Israel, also said it has shot down several flying objects in its own airspace. Debris is said to have fallen, but Jordan authorities said no one was injured. It is not known how many flying objects are involved. Insiders previously stated to the Reuters news agency that Jordanian warplanes shot dozens of drones out of the skies. So yeah, basically the article goes on, man. So, but yeah. But basically, what Iran did, they just showed their muscle basically, and showed like, yeah, we are able to defend ourselves. We're gonna defend ourselves, and basically, NATO can say nothing about it because they took use of a right which they were allowed to do, and this is prophecy. This have to fulfilled. They're at the place where the war is gonna start. The Mossad already have brought them to that spot. So this is the book of Joel, chapter 3, and yeah, let me just start at 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, so this is talking about the southern tribes and the northern tribes of Israel. The Mosai is going to deliver us, to Yahweh and the angels. And it's around the corner, man. It's around the corner. Matter of fact, let me jump. I'm thinking about, is it Ephesians? Where was it again? Let me check real quick. This one scripture. That's not Ephesians. Colossians, maybe. Thessalonians, yeah. This is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So when a woman is about to deliver a baby, she's gonna have these contractions. There's nothing she can do against it. That baby is gonna be born. Whether it could be in a couple of hours, the next day, or whatever, the baby is coming. Those contractions are already there, and it's going to happen, And the same is with these things, They can plan and plot and try all kinds of things, but it's all prophecy and it has to happen. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and be drunken, are drunken in the night. And they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. So, yeah, man. So back to the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, dus the valley of Mosiah's judgments. That's where they are, in the Middle East. And I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people and given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. And those were the things that they were doing, selling us in slavery. The boys, if you got this documentary, I think it's still on YouTube, the Uncle Tom's cabin, and that shows you the sodomy things that they were doing with our children, And let me jump to verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what you already see going on. Germany, after, after the Second World War, they weren't really busy with the army like that, now they gearing up, Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourself and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Yeah, man. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, for the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. And this is what we see developing right now, And of course, it's going to be horrible on this planet, but with Yahweh Basham Yahushua, nothing is going to be impossible, He will, as long as you keep the faith, Yahweh Basham Yahushua will get you through all these things that are about to be unleashed on this planet, man. So yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it like that. It's really, really beautiful what's going on, and we're gonna see how Israel is gonna react, because that's gonna do something with Iran, and yeah, we're gonna see, man. So yeah, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Baruch Kudash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things, and salutations to Yakim across the earth for doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom.